Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. We got a lot of sports coming your way, baby. Let me tell you, I might as well start getting this shared around because we got a lot of sports coming your way. I mean, seriously, there's quite a amount of sports coming your way. Um, I'm usually very excited about sports, and I got a lot of positive thoughts about sports. But tonight, I don't know. I'm not. I got something to say that I'm not sure people are going to agree with, nor am I sure I agree with them. But I'm going to say them anyway, and then we'll just move on from there. I suppose. I I don't know what it is tonight, but I'm just tonight. Today's sports is not thrilling me. It's just not. I wish it were, but it's not. Let me share this around a couple more places. Thanks, Morty Vick says, you saved me a rabbit hole of YouTube that made my brain hurt. Dolores Cal Colbert says, yowza. I get in those YouTube rabbit holes too, man. I can get sucked into those. And I'll tell you what, and I'm not mad at them, but YouTube is incredible at suggesting things that you just have to watch based on the thing that you just watched that you just had to watch. They're really good at that. Now, if you got a lot of free time and you're just in for some time killing fuel, it gives you time killing fuel. It really does. But if certain times, and maybe this is what Morty's talking about. There's certain times that I'm like, I'm tortured. I don't want to keep doing this. I can't keep doing this. God. And you must keep doing it. And it's kind of like having to walk a really long way after your car breaks down to get somewhere. You're just like, I have to keep going. Only more enjoyable, admittedly. But, yeah, man, it's, wow. It's just you just have to keep. There's been weekends. I'm not kidding here, and then weekends within the last year where I've sort of wandered into my studio where my big boy computer is, the good one, and I stagger on over to watch a couple of YouTube videos. And this is like 6, 7 in the morning. And the next thing I know, it's like 11 at night. I wish I could say that wasn't true, but it's so true. It's so very true. So anyway, let's get our Twitter posting done here, so we can do the sports. People saying, hi, Morty Vickers, so you still have to get help to get back to your car and have it towed. Yeah. But I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about the part where it's must keep watching video. It's like, I just would like to go lay down now, but what? Top 20 flea flickers in NFL history. I gotta watch it now. I gotta want, whatever. They know. They've got an algorithm. They know what you want. They know. Let's see. Tennessee 35, Buffalo 16 with about 3:42 left in the fourth. And let me tell you something. Well, I'll get into it. I guess I can get into it here in a second. But I got a couple things to say about that game. Oh well. Sports, and I type sorts because I'm stupid. Sports talk. MLB playoffs. MLB. NFL. I'm not going to dignify it with a. Let's just go EPL. There's probably other stuff. Oh, here. Get them beans on Rosie. Anybody else with the hashtags? No, turnover. Endless hole is what I mean. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Morty. Trust me. It's just, you can't. It just keeps going on. God. All right, let me get there to that. Sports coming at you. Okay. Sports coming at you. There we go. Come on, Twitter, you piece of junk. There we go. Something made a beep here in my world. Let me see if this... No, it's not that. Come on, Twitter. Why are you such a painful rectal itch all the time? All right. All right. Let's just say by 11. I don't even know what that... It's too late, though. All right, good one. By Le'Veon Bell. Oh, yeah. I'm going to cover that, too. Anyway. All right. Let's get this thing going, because I need to go sleepy sleep. I need to go sleepy sleep. All right. Let's do this. He said,
Tom was a white male. Always invited to the cookout.
Always.
But he spit straight hot fire. Okay? You said who is the best commentator on Facebook Live? Tom.
Because he spit hot fire.
Yo,
he even got the last name. And let me tell you this too. Tom potato salad good.
No raisins.
It ain't bland. No raisins. No raisins.
I don't care who owned the Chiefs. I hate it here. Make me sick. My allergy. Puke every time. Blah, like that. Puke.
You're a goalie. You're supposed to be like that.
Somebody owned the Chiefs. We go to Florida and I get the money.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Let me answer that. You know, that is an absolute crock of You know, you people in the news media, all of you, dwell on some negative piece of like that. And I don't know how Steve feels about it, but it just and you don't have to bleep one single word of this.
That it doesn't work for me. I gotta have more cowbell.
I'm Jim Harbaugh of the Indianapolis Colts, and I recommend that you wear a helmet while listening to the show.
Hey everybody, how's your Tuesday night going? Let me tell you something. There's a lot of sports going on. I really should be happy right now. But for some reason, all the sports has got me pretty disgruntled at the moment. Very disgruntled. Let me see, we got Morty Vicker and Dolores Colbert in our chat room. And Morty Vicker says, so intrigued as to where Le'Veon Bell's going to go. Get out the popcorn. Dolores Colbert says, another AB Big Mouth. He goes nowhere. Dolores says he had another Tennessee touchdown. Well, I'll get into that because we got a Tuesday night football game to talk about. We've got two Major League Baseball games to talk about. We got a little EPL news and some other stuff. And the aforementioned Le'Veon Bell news. I got to start unpacking all this. You want to start with the NFL? I kind of want to start with the NFL because this game's ending. And let me just update you on it right now. It's like, I don't know. It's probably going to be 42. 41 right now to 16. Tennessee beating the Bills in Tennessee. Top of the ninth, Atlanta's leading LA 8-3. Looked like LA was going to mount a little bit of a comeback, but that didn't go as planned. Top of the ninth, Atlanta's got one down, man on first. And in the bottom of the third, Houston leads Tampa Bay 1-0. They've got a man on first and two outs. So none of the teams that I really wanted to win are winning tonight, which sucks. But this football game we've got going on here, you know what? I don't think the Titans deserve music. Look, all credit to the Titans for winning this game if they win it, which is obviously they're going to. But man, look, I know they couldn't have quote-unquote practices for 16 days. But these guys in the middle of an NFL season got 2 weeks off and then a home game against a team that's out there playing every week. Does that not strike anybody as kind of an advantage? It's not like any of these teams had OTAs. It says Bills gave it to them. Maybe. You also got a lot of time to scheme and plan when you're not running daily practices. I don't know, man. I don't like seeing the Titans, who disrupted the NFL schedule, get a pass. I just don't like it. You know? Yeah, of course, the Bills, they didn't play well. Titans deserve the victory. I'm not saying they don't. I just think it's kind of an advantage. You know? The other team's grinding. They're practicing every day. They're crunching. They're going hard. They're playing a game on the weekends. You know those games that tax you physically like you can't imagine in the NFL? I don't know, man. I don't know. Here's the bigger issue. This game sucked to watch. It was awful to watch. I didn't enjoy one single second of it. Not one. The Bills came out and they played in the Titans play. It was an exciting game. Great. It wasn't. It isn't. Dolores says, I'm a Steeler fan. I definitely don't like Tennessee. Who can like Tennessee? Maybe Stephanie Lindley likes them, but I don't like them. I don't know, man. It just seems, Morty Vickers says that's been the big complaint. They even got caught still practicing, from what I've heard. Not sure how true it is, because I'm sure the NFL would have fined them. The Steelers, Big Ben had a point. He's like, man, we're getting hosed here. We're rolling. And they're supposed to come into our place, and they just get a vacation week. They get 2 vacation weeks, and then they get to play this Tuesday night game. It sucks. Absolutely sucks. Plus, they're the Titans. Now, you can make a case for Tampa because of their helmets. Is there a worse jersey in the NFL than the Titans? That dumb circle with the wings on it, or whatever the hell it is. And the T, and then those numbers, which are unreadable. Their uniforms are ass. I'm sorry. So there's my take on that game. I don't like them. They violated protocol over and over again. What do they got? 30 players and personnel now that, idiots, and they kind of get a break. They kind of get a little bit of a spiff. I'm not saying it's huge. I don't care if it's a little. They shouldn't get anything. Plus, the game sucked to watch. There's no big plays, really. Except maybe that Allen throw into the end zone. But Bills came out and they had, 3 penalties in a row, the neutral zone and false starts. Top of the 9th now. Still. Atlanta 8, LA 3, 2 outs, man on first. Bottom of the 3rd, Houston up 1-0 on Tampa Bay. Hopefully that will turn around in a hurry. In a hurry. All right, let's get to that story a lot of you were talking about in the pre-show time. New York Jets released disgruntled running back Le'Veon Bell. I'm going to have something to say about this after I read this story, by the way. The New York Jets' rocky relationship with Le'Veon Bell came to an abrupt end today when the Jets announced they had released the running back. It ended a 19-month tenure that was filled with disappointment and broken promises. Bell, who arrived as a marquee free agent in 2019, never clicked with the stupid Jets coach, Adam Gaza, or however you pronounce his name, who opposed the signing from the outset. The Jets have been trying to trade Bell since the start of the season, a source said. He then pulled a hamstring in week 1, and they had to put that on hold. In the end, they chose to release him. After having conversations with Le'Veon and his agent and exploring potential trade options over the past couple of days, we have made the decision to release Le'Veon. Jets organization appreciates his efforts during his time here. We know he blah, 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 blah. Yank me, spank me, yank me, spank me. As a tested veteran, Bell is not subject to waivers. He will be a free agent at 4 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Time. Bell shared his thoughts on Twitter shortly before the announcement, saying he's got something to prove. Says, got a lot to prove. I'm ready to go. The breaking point came Sunday when Bell was upset with his role in the Jets' 30-10 loss to the Arizona Cardinals. Afterward, he declined media interview requests, but he took to Twitter and liked comments from media members that suggested he was being misused and should be traded. That upset the coach. He told reporters Monday, I hate that that's the route we go with all this instead of just talking about it, but it seems that's the way guys want to do it nowadays. Bell's been in disappointment since he signed a 4-year, $52.5 million contract last year, and he's averaged only 3.3 yards per carry with the Jets, 51st out of 53 qualifying runners in the NFL in that span. In 17 games with the Jets, Bell rushed for 873 yards and 3 touchdowns. He was hurt by mediocre line play in a system that didn't cater to his strengths as a versatile player. Bell was signed by former general manager Mike McCagan, who wanted to add a weapon to help the development of quarterback Sam Darnold. As it turned out, he was fired 2 months after the signing. Darnold has regressed, and the Jets are 0-5 with the lowest scoring offense in the NFL. I could read the rest of this, but it's just they're just chewing their cabbage over and over again. Look, I'm not a Le'Veon Bell fan at all. However, if I was in his shoes, I wouldn't let the Jets have anything to do with trading me for 2 reasons. Number 1, they'd get something in return. And number 2, they suck so bad at every facet of football that exists. I wouldn't want to have them have a hand in anything. I'd want to be a free agent. Badly. Oh, and incidentally, it's his fault that things are going wrong? He's upset that he's not getting used enough when the team loses? Sounds like a competitor to me. He'd be the only one on this team. The only one. Let me repeat, the only one. And that coach hasn't been ready for prime time since he got there. Adam Gaza, he sucks. He's not ready to be an NFL coach if he ever will be. If that dude came out and said negative things about me, I'd go, that is awesome. Because he is so stupid that if he says negative stuff about me, that must mean I'm awesome. He's that dumb. He really is that stupid. If you can't use Le'Veon Bell, who I'm not a fan of, but the guy can play, sorry. If you can't get more out of him than that, I don't care who you sign. You're still going to suck, and you're going to suck hard. And if I was Le'Veon Bell, I'd want out of there too. Badly. Morty Vickers says, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking he'd go to Bears or Rams. Not sure if anyone really afford his prima donna, but I'm seriously intrigued what your opinion is. Yeah, he's a little bit of a prima donna. I don't think he's crazy prima donna. You know, I think that the Steelers should have paid him more money. They didn't want to. They played hardball. He said bye-bye. The Jets pay him the money he wants. The GM that signed him leaves, and then he's stuck in that walking dumpster fire of a football team that's never going to get better this year. They're always going to suck doing the things the way they've done them. They just are. When you're in an organization like that, there's no prize. There's no winning. You're just going to get your ass kicked, and you're going to watch the best years of your career go dribbling by because they're not going to use you. Bears is a good choice, Morty. So is the Rams. Hey, what about a team called the Colts? Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Dolores Colbert says Stephanie Lindley and I are friends now. That's exciting news. Morty Vickers says, good deal, Ms. Colbert. You will be great friends, acquaintances. He definitely got caught up in an upper management problem. Who isn't caught in an upper management problem over there? And incidentally, that I think free agent was the only way to go. Now he gets to pick where he goes. Because the Jets would trade him for a kicking tee and a helmet. They're so stupid. Dolores Colbert said, why would anyone in their right mind sign with the Jets to begin with? Well, if you remember, the GM that signed him wanted him to be a big part of the offense to take the pressure off Darnold. They haven't done that. Darnold is not evolving. He's getting his butt kicked and running for his life. Morty said, I don't think the Colts have salary cap to afford him, Mac. That might be true. That might be true. I think there's more than one team that could use him. There's way more than one team that could use him. Lions? Maybe they don't have the money either. I haven't looked at it. But Dolores Colbert says Niners, maybe. There's a lot of teams that could use him. And I mean use him. When Adam Gaza starts talking, Gassa, whatever the stupid ass's name is, Gase, G-A-S-E, Gase. There's his name. Like he has the right to a pronunciation. It's not like he's Tony Dorsett. Patriots could use him too. That is true. And by the way, is there a team better at reining in egos than the Patriots? I don't think so. I do not. By the way, Stan Van Gundy is met with the Pelicans. Look out, NBA. Stan Van Gundy's back on the market. I don't know, man. Anything the Jets do and come off all sanctimonious, it's like, you know what? You need to shut your ass. You are pathetic. And if a guy wants out of there, I don't know. I think he's the smartest guy in the room. Morty Vickers says, stand a man. Dolores Colbert says, wonder if Patriots would take another chance. I don't know why they wouldn't. Because he is the guy that takes pressure off a quarterback. Check out this story. Leading clubs allegedly threatened to quit the Premier League in a bid to push through a transformation of English football being engineered by Liverpool and Manchester United that would hand them more power and wealth. Football Association Chairman Greg Clark disclosed the warning by elite clubs as the reason he walked away from talks earlier this year on Project Big Picture, which only became public on Sunday. The plans, if approved, would pledge to redistribute more Premier League cash to the 72 professional teams in English football. But woven into the proposals is a transformation of the power structures in the Premier League that is even angering supporters of elite clubs who would benefit the most. The number of teams would reduce from 20 to 18 in 2022, and the 9 longest-serving clubs would gain more control, with only 6 of those 9 having to approve changes. Football Association could block the overhaul of competition, Clark said, by using its special share in the Premier League, which was created in 1992. The Premier League said the plans formed by Liverpool and United's American owners, EFL chairman Rick Perry, would be damaging for the English game, and it would. particularly as it would widen the disparities. Within Project Big Picture are means for clubs to sell their own rights to live matches, which would see the most popular clubs generate the most cash. Talking about baseball here is what we're talking about. The elite could use their newfound power to later force through new changes to the structures or distribution of revenue. Even EFL clubs backing the plans have suspicions, including Preston, North End. It's an old team that, a lot of tradition. So anyway, there's more to our game than economics, Clark said. Change must benefit clubs, fans, and players, not just selective balance sheets. In these difficult times, unity, transparency, and common purpose must override the interest of just a few. This I think, is a terrible idea. Terrible. There's already sort of a power structure of the big four, the big six in the league, and it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Now the bottom of the ninth, LA 4, Atlanta 8. Atlanta does have the 4-run lead, but LA has a man at the plate and a man in scoring position at second base with one out. Stranger things have happened. But it doesn't look very good. So anyway, that's what that is. Bottom of the fourth, score still remains Houston 1, Tampa Bay 0. No outs with the Astros. You know what I was going to say? At the plate. Let's see. Is there still time left in that game? Oh, it's a final now. Tennessee 42, Buffalo 16. How can it say it's a final in the little score section and then in the game section say there was 159 left? Here's how. You suck. That's how. That's how that can happen. Morty Vickers says, I see what you did there. Dolores is laughing too. Well, I try every now and then. Let's stop it. Stupid thing. I had to try and fix somebody's iPad today, and I just go, these toy computers, I don't know what to tell you about them. No, this thing's all jacked up. I hate these toy computers, man. Just hate them. Just hate them. Henry tosses Norman down with mean stiff arm. Yeah, and there was a penalty on the play, so it didn't count. That's how bad this game sucks. Most games, plays with penalties, they're not really so. Morty Vickers says, Tommy hates tech. A little bit. NFL's chief medical officer is against using the bubble. Yeah, that would suck, wouldn't it? Since it's worked so well in baseball and basketball and soccer. Alex Smith, at this point, is favored to win the Comeback Player of the Year award in the NFL. A little early for that, isn't it? Tomlin focused on facing Browns, not Garrett. Rams put rookie Fuller on IR with shoulder injury. Even without Dak Prescott, the Cowboys the plan stays the same on offense. Yeah, good luck running all those quarterback draws with Andy Dalton. But I still say that they are lucky to have Andy Dalton. I really do. I think that's good for them. I honestly do. There's a little of your. Let's see, what do we got now? Oh, I got to go back to this, I think. Mulb. Let's see what's going on in the Mulb. 8-6 now. 2 down. Bottom of the ninth. The Dodgers trying to catch fire. Bottom of the fourth. No outs. And Houston still 1-0. Let's see if we got any more Major League Baseball news. Like his dad, Steinbrenner apologized to Yankee fans. For what? Being a jerk? The Dodgers scratched Kershaw from the Game 2 start. We've all known this for hours and hours and hours. The Astros Greinke, in an effort to keep the Astros Orioles, the most hated team in baseball, said he does not miss having fans in stands. Yeah, you know why? Because everybody would call you what you are, and you'd have to actually wear it for a while. Loser. Camargo replaces Duvall on Braves National League Championship Series roster. And for those of you keeping score at home, Joe Morgan, Hall of Famer, still dead. Marty Vickers says, wish him all the best for what he's had to deal with. I'm assuming you're talking about Dak Prescott there and not Greinke. Because he's the guy is just, I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how much. Let's see about some other sports here. Mulb, we already found out what was happening in Mulb. Let's see what's happening in Nubba. If anything, fans would pummel him. Yeah, he deserves it. They all deserve it. They all deserve it. Hey, did I mention Stan Van Gundy is talking with the Pelicans? Is there a lesser threatening mascot name in all of sports than the Pelicans? Boy, I'd hate for those guys to show up with giant stretchy mouthfuls of fish. That's frightening. Brett Brown resigns as the Australian coach for the Olympic Games. Nobody cares. The Lakers have held off on a public celebration due to the pandemic. Billy Donovan has cleaned house with the Bulls, firing 4 assistants. We all saw that coming. And ex-NBA player Mirotic tests positive for the coronavirus. Stephen A. Smith says there's absolutely nothing LeBron can do to be better than Jordan. I agree with him. Marty Vickers says, how is that even news, really, Tom? It's not. It's entertainment for me. I like Stan Van Gundy's refreshing lack of personal grooming and habits in apparel. I mean, I really love it that he looks like he just dumpster dived before every game. But man, he's going to the Pelicans. What did the Pelicans? Let me see something here. What did the Pelicans finish this year, man? It's just not. All right. Let's check this out, shall we? Let's see more of the standing. All right, they're in the West, are they? All right, I don't even know where they're at. The Pelicans were 30-42. Now, admittedly, light years ahead of the 19-45 Timberwolves and the 15-50 Warriors. Oh, how the mighty have fallen! But the Pelicans. If they'd have said Van Gundy talking with Pacers, I'm listening. Okay. But Pelicans? Just go out and stand in the marshland and just big mouthfuls of fish. Pelicans. Those big pelican-y mouthfuls of fish. 2 down now. Man on first. 8-6 still, with the Braves leading, and the scoring run, the tying run is now at the plate for the Dodgers. Let's get a little. Bellinger is at bat. Oh, stop it with yours. 1-2 count, and he takes a strike looking. I wish this damn page would load. 2 outs and 1 strike. He took a knuckle curve to the low and outside, 84 miles an hour. Melancon is pitching for the Braves. Bellinger's 0-4 with 2 strikeouts today. He hits the ball in play. It's, oh my goodness. Tripled to deep right. Smith has scored. It is now 8-7 Atlanta. Up to the plate comes A.J. Pollock. He's 1 for 4 today. 2 down with a man on third. Morty Vickers says, I think you're right, Morty. But please continue trying. So Bellinger on third. Pollock at the plate. I wonder if they'll bring a new pitcher in. We'll see. We shall see. There's no pitches yet, so let's see. Oh, Melancon's still pitching at the moment. Foul ball. Cutter, 94 miles an hour. He fouled it off. It looks like off the strike zone a little bit. Just outside it, low and away for Pollock, the left fielder. Waiting on another pitch here. Morty Vickers says 8-7, let's go. Dolores says, wow. And I agree. Wow. You know, I think I could call a ball game just watching the game cast. I'm that good at calling a ball game. Ball's in play. A cutter goes in between third and second. He is grounded out to third, and that'll end the game 8-7. Valiant comeback by the Dodgers, but in the end, not quite enough. A cutter that he hit was a 93 mile an hour. And I didn't see the location of the pitch because they went directly to like this. This view right here. I'll just show it to you. Normally they show me the pitch, which is the strike zones divided into 9 different segments. But anyway, at the end of 9, the Atlanta Braves 8 runs on 10 hits with 1 error. The Dodgers 7 runs on 10 hits with no errors. That means Atlanta leads the series now 2-0. Morty Vickers said, I've said the Braves are peaking at the right time, but still want the Dodgers to fight back. Well, I think the Braves are just pitching better. That's all there is to it. And the Dodger bats have gotten weird. That game last night, the Dodgers, they just weren't batting aggressively at all. They were trying to outsmart the ball. Not the pitcher, but the ball. And, the Dodgers got to kick it into gear. I don't think the Dodgers are done because now the Braves have to go down to their third starter. And maybe their third starter against the Dodgers and fourth if they're going to go 4 deep for the Braves and not have first game pitcher back for the fourth, but most teams in the playoffs go to a three guy rotation, and some of them even pitch on less days rest than that if they can. If things are desperate, but the Dodgers have got to get it going. They have got to get it going, and that's all there is to it. So, with that being said, is there any other sports you guys want me to talk about? Because I don't think there's any more left, other than I could start looking at that Houston game, which is probably around the 5th inning by now. Let's see here. Boom. Yep, it is. Top of the 5th. How did I know? Well, I'm a genius. Now at bat for the Rays is Perez. He's 0-1 with a strikeout today. Come on, you hunk of junk. You giant hunk of urine. Dear God. Oh, here we go. As a 1-1 count, first pitch was a strike looking 75 mile an hour curveball. The next pitch was a changeup 85 miles an hour. That one missed low and away. I wish this friggin' page would just load and stay in one spot. Strike swinging, four-seam fastball 96 miles an hour, and a strike looking. Boy, that's a little up and in, but it's really kind of belt high just inside. and caught him looking. Perez strikes out looking. Meadows comes to bat. He's 0-2 tonight. 2 down, top of the 5th, with the Rays trailing Houston 1-0. Yeah, I'll take you through this part of the inning. I got no problem with that. I think you're right, Morty. I think the Braves are peaking. We'll see if their peak is enough to take down the Dodgers. It may just be. First pitch from Urquidy is a ball in the dirt, changeup, 87 miles an hour. Next pitch is as a strike, four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, up and in, and at the very corner of the strike zone. Urquidy, 4.2 innings pitched, no earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and 1 walk. He's pitched 65 pitches thus far. Third pitch is just a bit outside. It's way outside. 77-mile-an-hour fastball, a curve, and so now the count runs to 1-2 for Meadows. Just a bit outside. The next pitch is in play. Looks like he flies out to center. So that brings us to the middle of the 5th. Astros do up Springer, Altuve, and Brantley. I hope they all snap their legs off at the ankles walking out to the plate. Morty Vickers says, I've always said it's about the timing. You want your team to peak at the right time. Dodgers have been the same all season, just top tier without advancing. Braves have been doing the work at the end of the season. No, it's about matchups too, and the stadium, and there's a lot of stuff. But, what's his name not pitching here today doesn't help either. Because if he's on the mound, I don't think they're giving up 7 runs. You know what I mean? Kershaw. Yeah. But, at the end of the day, the Dodgers have been hitting all year when they need to. And they didn't tonight until the very end of the game. But, yeah, you could say timing is for all sports, especially in the playoffs. Look at the Heat. What were they, 5th in the East, and they get to the NBA Finals? Yeah. Yeah. The Braves also faced some really not very good at scoring teams the first 2 rounds. And so they didn't have to do quite as much work and all that. But the Dodgers, you'd think, would have an advantage since they played in Texas there in Arlington against the Padres. But, whoa, they don't. They don't. And was it Buehler last night for the Dodgers? He pitched like crap. He was lucky it was only 1-1 for all that time because he pitched awful. I had the Padres doing better, though, so there's that. Dolores Colbert says Braves got this. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. Once you get deeper into the rotation and certainly deeper into the series, arms get tired, blah, blah, blah. We'll see. We'll see. I can't imagine the Dodgers remaining cold forever. But maybe it's too little, too late. I don't know. Baseball, they wouldn't play 162 games if it wasn't easy for a bad team to beat a good team. Morty Vision, how's the AL looking to you, Tom? Any chance to win the ship? Oh, yeah. Dolores says poor Lynette. I know she's probably She's probably in need of consoling. I think the Rays can beat the National League winner, whoever they are. I don't think the Astros can. And I'm not saying that just because I hate the Astros. I just don't. I don't think that the Astros have the level of pitching that the Rays do. And I don't know if I even see the Astros getting by the Rays. But anyway. What do I know? You know what I'm saying? What do I know? I ain't that bright. So anyway, that's about all the sports we got tonight. Rays do look like their pitching is superior. Yeah, Morty, I just think the Rays got too much pitching. And I think baseball is pitching. I think it is now. I think it always has been. I remember when I was following the Cubs as a kid, they go out, they get Dave Kingman, they get Andre Dawson, they go out that one year and get Ron Say, and they get Keith Moreland, and they get Leon Durham and the Hawk. They get Andre Dawson and Gary Matthews. They get all these hitters, and they're just kind of sucky. Then they go out and get Rick Sutcliffe, who goes 16-1 for them. And gee, that's when things turned around. It's like, yeah, you kind of need the pitching, fellas. That's what you need is the pitching. So, let's face it. If your team had a team batting average of 300, you go, man, we got hitters like you can't imagine. That still means they fail 7 times out of 10. If your team has a pitcher with a 3.0 ERA, that means you only have to score 4 to win. I don't know how to. It's always about the pitching, man. Always. In my humble opinion. So anyway, I think I'm going to cash it in here. I think that's all the sports we got to talk about. Well, I'll check on the Astros and the Rays here one more time. Oh, global soccer, Chile. Oh man, I hate this piece of crap. I tell you, I just so hate these toy computers. Oh wow, Chile and Colombia. Colombia coming back late. They're in extra time right now, but it's a 2-2 tie. Chile and Colombia in the South American qualifying region. Also in South American qualifying region, Argentina 2, Bolivia 1. A lot closer than it should have been. Venezuela losing to Paraguay 1-0. In the UEFA Nations League, Germany coming back late to tie Switzerland 3-3. Ecuador in South America also winning over Uruguay 4-2. And Brazil beating Peru 4-2. So let me see if I can get some more scores. I thought there were more Euro scores than that. UEFA Nations League, and they've just got the 3-letter. Yeah, that's great. Just the 3-letter. There's no way. Cyprus tied somebody. ESPN, you just suck hard. That's all I got to say is you suck so hard it's not even funny. Azerbaijan tying Cyprus, Latvia losing to Malta 1-0, Faroe Islands beating Andorra, that's actually an upset. Liechtenstein and San Marino tying 0-0 in a battle of the most horrendous European soccer sides there are, unless, of course, Faroe Islands gets involved. Montenegro losing to Luxembourg 2-1. Why are all these tiny teams playing at the same time in Ukraine? shocking Spain 1-0. I already told you about all of the South American qualification matches. Angola 3-0 over Mozambique. Japan beating Ivory Coast 1-0. That is an upset. Morocco tying the Congo 1-1. That's also a shocker. Nigeria and Tunisia tying 1-1. Mexico and Algeria tying 2-2. That is a great result for Algeria, and Senegal and Mauritania tying 0-0. There you go. Dolores Colbert says Brazil and Peru still tied in Nunu. Dolores says you're drunk for sleep, Tom. Not really. Brazil and Peru still tied. No, Brazil 4, Peru 2. That was just, that's a matter of time type of thing. Peru scored on those 2 counterattacks because Brazil, having their way, pushed all their side up to score. And after those counterattacks, Brazil just spread things out and scored 4-2. That's it. That's the way they do. They are, after all, Brazil. Anyway, we're going to be back tomorrow night. We're going to have more sports. It's going to be better sports. We'll have lots of updates for you. Hopefully some exciting things will happen between now and then. But I've got to thank Morty Vicker and Dolores Colbert for being here and keeping me company and giving me all their great sports opinions. Hope Rosie Williams was listening as well. We'll be back tomorrow night. And until then, good night. And it's not going to be easy tonight, man. It's just not going to be easy tonight. It really isn't. Until then, good night and good sports.